All right, welcome. This is our first tutorial for the laser, and in this tutorial we're going to work with a program called Inkscape that you see on the screen. And we're going to use Inkscape to set up our image and design our image for our cutting board. So follow along as I go, and it should work out just fine. So I'll close this intro. When you first fire up Inkscape, you'll probably see something like this. And what you see on the screen is something that's supposed to look like a regular piece of photocopy paper, 8.5 by 11. And that's just for reference. We'll get rid of this later, you'll see. And what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to File, and we're going to import something. We're going to import and you got to find it. I put mine under Documents, I put mine under Maker 9, but I'm going to find my working drawing, the one I used when I was making the cutting board. And I called it this. I'm going to hit Open. It'll give you a little preview up here, and that's what we want. And then we'll just always accept the defaults that are on the screen here for this import. Okay. Give it a second, and you'll see it come in like this. All right. Now, one of the tools you need to know about right away over here is this one. It's called the Select and Transform. I call it the Pick tool because basically when you have it selected, you can pick objects. They call them objects in here, and you'll see a tab up here called Objects. So I'm going to pick this, and I'm going to have to edit this a little bit because I only want this top view for setting up my image. So what I'm going to do is head up to Object, and I'm going to ungroup right there. And when I do that, it will turn little dash boxes or make little dash boxes around all these parts. Click outside for a second so you have nothing selected. And then we're going to zoom in. Now, zooming in Inkscape is holding the Control key down while scrolling the middle mouse wheel. And it will scroll and zoom wherever you put your mouse or mouse pointer. So there we go. So I'm now able to scroll and zoom. If I hold the middle scroll wheel down on the mouse and move around, I can pan. So those are kind of useful things to do. So I'm going to click this upper view, and I'm going to hit delete on my keyboard, the delete key, and hit it again, and I can start deleting things by clicking and hitting the delete key. I'm going to run around and delete everything I don't want. If you make a mistake, Control Z undo works on this program as well. So here's my cutting board. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make it, I'm going to change the line type. It's come in pretty bold, and your line type might be different based on your current settings in Inkscape, but I'm going to show you how to change the line type and make it look a little thinner. So I'm going to head up here to Object, and I'm going to pick something called Fill and Stroke. And that line type can be changed with these three tabs and these three settings. So my fill, I'm going to make sure it's off, so there's no fill because I don't want to fill this object. I'm going to hit stroke. I'm going to pick the solid color, and as long as it's set to, this is red, green, blue, or RGB color coding. If it's set to 0, 0, 0 for all the colors, the absence of all color is black, and that's what I want. This last one here is transparency. Always leave this at full. There's a little slidey bar here you can slide to change things, but in case you mess it up, just key in 255. That's maximum. The last one is the stroke. This is the one I actually came here for, is I can change the line thickness. I'm going to change it to inches. I'm going to make it 0.01 inches for the moment. Hang on, there we go. And we're going to push, or just click outside. Oh, it didn't. Did it hold? Yeah, okay, there we go. So it's a little thinner, and you can change that if you want. Now, I gotta click it again. It's time to make it the proper size. Remember, we're going to use this for reference for putting our image on our cutting board. So it's time to make it the proper size. And the proper size is what you made your cutting board to be. So you should be measuring your cutting board right now. I know that you could pull it off the plan, but some of you didn't quite get the exact size that you'd planned. So now it's time to measure your final cutting board and put these numbers in. Now, where do you put them in? Up here, you have the width and the height. So width is this way, and height would be up and down the screen. And we're going to change this to inches over here using the unit. And then we are going to make the width what it is. So I can't remember, I don't have my cutting board in front of me right now, and I can't remember how it turned out. I can't remember what I planned. I guess I could look, but I'm too lazy. So we'll just say mine turned out to be 14 for the sake of this tutorial, wide and 10 high. I put it in, I hit enter, and there I go. I have a 14 by 10 cutting board. Now, we're going to use this to place our image so that this will give us an idea how big the image is going to turn out on our final cutting board. This helpful piece of paper we can get rid of for now. So what we're going to do is go to File, Document Properties, and we are going to turn it off by finding the Show Page Border button, click it, and we don't have a page border anymore. So this is what we have. This is what we'll be designing on. The following tutorials, the ones that follow this one, will show you how to put an image on it or text on it, and then how to get it from this program to the laser software. So be sure to watch that. I think it's only the image tutorial at the end that shows you how to get from here to the laser software. That's because I assumed everybody was going to put an image on their cutting board. So if you just go to the text video, you will miss the important how to get out of here and to the laser software. So you might have to watch the last bit of the image video. But there you go. That's all we had to do in this video. Don't forget, you just opened up a new project. It has no name, so you should save it. File, save, and you should save it to the location that we're saving all of our projects to, which is your documents folder. And you should have a Maker 9, and then we could just give it a name. I won't save this one. Oh, and by the way, the default format is SVG, or Scalable Vector Graphics. That is the format for Inkscape. So that keeps everything editable. Okay, that's it. We'll see you in the next tutorial.